How you doing? Welcome along to another video. Today I'm going to talk about a George Orwell quote that I came across recently, and he said, in times of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. And it just reminded me of just made me think about my own deceitfulness when I was drinking alcohol. I think it's a big thing, you know. I think I'm not necessarily talking about this from the perspective of other people that you're telling untruths to other people, but more so to yourself. And if it's like it's like having a house that is 100 meters squared, let's say for instance 300 square feet, and you're telling yourself and you're telling everyone else that your house is actually 300 square meters or 900 square feet, including the people that are coming in to help you to do it. Now that's going to put everything off, so it's the same thing with yourself. If you're deceiving yourself about the simplest things in life, if you're deceiving yourself about the things that matter, especially when it comes to your principles and your values and things like that, things that you're using as a guide for moving forwards in life, then everything else is going to be skewed because of that. One of the things that when I started out this journey, I realized after I'd stopped, this was maybe 3 or 4 months after I'd stopped, I went around to my sister's, and my sister had, I think at the time she had 2 little girls. She's got 4 now, but it was 2 at the time. And she said, will you come around and look after the girls? And I said, yeah, no problem. And I realized that was the first time. We'd been here a year previous to that, and that was the first time she'd asked me to look after them, and because I was a drinker, I think. So it was just one of those things that I started looking at myself then in a weird way, from the perspective of how else was I deceiving myself. I've spoken about this before with getting a bottle of wine and then sneaking more wine into my own glass than I would put into Esther's glass, and hiding cans of beer so I could go off and drink an extra can of beer, or doing things like that, silly things that weren't really they're sort of white lies, I suppose, but they keep you moving forwards in the direction that you want to go. So if you taking back this quote again, it's when he says that truth is a revolutionary act, when you're talking about things from your own perspective, seeking the truth out and finding the truth. I mean, one of the best things that you can do when you stop drinking is to really figure out what benefits you thought you were getting from alcohol, figure out what parts of your life you were deceiving yourself, and really trying to tell yourself the truth. You don't have to tell this to anyone else, I don't think. I think if you've told lies to other people, that's up to you whether you want to make amends or whatever, but you have to look after yourself first. You have to build your future self on a rock solid foundation, and it doesn't matter if you go out and it might make you feel good going out and telling other people that you're sorry. Maybe you need to do that, but if you don't get rid of all the deceitful bullshit inside your own head, that the stuff that you've been telling yourself, and you don't come to terms with that and start looking at that in a different way, then you're not going to get anywhere. You're always going to have the same old life, because you'll find other ways to deceive yourself. You'll find other shortcuts in life, and you'll look at those from a different perspective. So I understand why we're doing this. I think a lot of the stuff that we're brought up in a world where alcohol is a thing, where we have lack of education. We don't know certain things, and sometimes we don't know what we don't know, so we carry on doing what we're doing regardless, and ignorant to the facts. And I can only say that to you because I've done it myself for so long. Even after I stopped drinking alcohol, stopping drinking alcohol is not the be all and end all. But we also do it because of personal security. We don't want to think of ourselves as being stupid, so we'll hide behind our own little deceits. So this is something that you have to really get to grips with. You have to come to terms with it first, and then, you know, slowly, you know, like you're pulling the weeds back in a garden, you're uncovering the flowers of your own existence, if you like. Poetic way of saying something, but hey, you're looking for as little impedance as possible, as few barriers in front of you, a few impeding factors as possible moving forwards. And in order to do that, you've got to be truthful, you've got to be honest with yourself. So you know, if you want a personal revolution or a personal evolution, then you've got to start telling yourself the truth. The best way of getting away from alcohol is not to hide from these things. So anyway, this was brought to you by Habits V2. This was the best way I know of to stop drinking alcohol. So if you want a systematic approach to doing this, then go over to habitsv2.com and you'll find us there. Take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.